Hi everyone! Since I launched Project One, the question I get most often is, okay, so how did you come up with this collection? What's the inspiration? And every time I think, how much time do I have? So I came up with the idea of doing a video about that, about where inspiration actually comes from and about where I got mine. The creative minds and people who I have met so far all seem to take their inspiration from a different place. Alexander McQueen was one of them. He was said to be obsessed with his Scottish ancestors. You can tell from all the plaids, the men's skirts, the pleats, the tartans that he developed in several collections. It was really an ever-occurring theme in his work. He was also said to be obsessed with the birds, wild, dark and scary birds that he could see from his parents' house when he was a child, and the topic of birds really comes out clearly through his entire work. Almost every collection talks about birds and wild animals somehow. Other people take their inspiration from nature or from the world around them, and another group of people just has that crazy creative imagination. Those people take inspirations from their dreams, from their crazy brains, and those people are creating stuff that you've never seen before. Actually, you can group people, creative heads, into 3 different groups. The first group is made of creative people who deal with the past. For example, Ralph Lauren, Hermes, Tory Burch. Those brands deal with traditional values, craftsmanship, with heritage, with the history of their country and its legacy. The second group is made of people who deal with the present time. For example, Stella McCartney or Alexander Wang. Those designers are really, really hip because they seem to always have their finger on that exact point that society is feeling right now, and they translate that into actual clothes. So they are kind of always on the dot. Yeah, crazy. And the third group is people who deal with the future. Those are all called avant-garde designers, quite often, because what they do doesn't seem to fit into the present time. It's out there, it's over the top, it's probably less wearable. Designers like that are Rei Kawakubo from Comme des Garçons, Nicolas Guéquier, who is now leading Vuitton, or Garrett Pugh, whose collections really tend to question status quo, fashions and tastes. Now, where do I stand in the middle of all these brilliant designers? That's a good question, and the honest answer is I don't know yet. Whether my creative process is constant, whether I, in the future, will take my inspiration from the same sources and think the same way. All I can tell you is how I came up with the idea and the concept of Project One, because that's something I can really tell you, observing it myself from the beginning to the end of the process. First, I was at a point in my life where I was tired, I was questioning my future, and I was looking for a new balance. And then I noticed that a lot of women around me had the same problem. The pressure put on modern women, without wanting to sound like a cliche, is incredibly high. They are expected to perform perfectly in their jobs. They are expected to be great mothers when they get kids, and they're still expected to look amazing no matter when, no matter where. I mean, that pressure is incredible. And actually, the importance of appearance has dramatically increased, like even more, since Facebook and Instagram. Our society is based on how you look in 2D. So what can I do to help? I cannot make them smarter. I cannot make them taller. I cannot make them better moms. But I can help them feel more self-confident in their body and good about the way they look. Because that's a big thing of what clothes are about, and that's something I can help with. So that's it. The concept, the idea of Project One was born. So then I started to work into translating this idea, this feeling, into physical clothes. What does self-confidence and comfort and looking great mean to me? And I started to list criteria. So to me, feeling good in your skin means soft fabrics that don't itch, that you don't want to take off right away. It means a fit that's not too tight, that's comfortable, that you can move in no matter whether you're just eaten or you want to go out and look a bit sexier. Then it means colors that don't scream, "Look at me!" but that are combinable with everything, that work with your skin tone and that you can wear in every season. Then I thought, can I push this process and this thinking even further? For example, what about getting rid of every type of hardware, like zippers or buttons? I'm going to take it all out and I'm going to use only fabric, because only fabric is soft, the way I want it to be. Then I wanted to wrap and twist the cloth around your body, and that what you have knots and belts and ties like this in this project, because it makes you feel more comfortable, it makes you feel protected, and that's something I really wanted to state clearly. And I wanted to push that even further. I actually also protected the seams by an organza ribbon. So that way, even if the people outside can't see it, you know that your clothes are actually as beautifully finished on the inside as they are on the outside. And inside and outside is a very important parameter, I think, in feeling self-confident about yourself. That's the reason why you also sometimes put on grey underwear and wear a t-shirt on top. Nobody sees it, but you know it and you feel good about it. Finally, I had to choose a type of fabric to work with that. And I thought, well, woven fabrics can be really tight and really uncomfortable and work against you and challenge you, which is the antithesis of what I wanted for this project. So I went for knitted fabrics only, because they are soft and they are comfortable and they still look amazing if you look at the jacquards that I used. On top of that, I decided to produce only in Europe. For ethical reasons, I have heard too much in the last years about child labor, about horrible working conditions in other countries. So I said, I'm going to do it 100% made in Europe, and I'm going to use almost exclusively European fabrics as much as I can, because that's something I can stand for. So once I was done, I looked back at the whole process and thought, okay, that is exactly what I wanted to say with this project. So you know what? I'm going to bring it out to market. And that's how Justine Leconte was born. That's it. That's where my inspiration for this project came from. And that's it for today's video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you have questions about inspiration, about creativity, please feel free to write that down here below in the comments, because I'm actually super happy to start a discussion about that topic, which I find fascinating. Subscribe to my channel and share it broadly with your family, your friends, everybody you know. Thank you very much. Have a great day and see you soon. Bye bye.